Everyone should know these faces as captured by activists. These are the faces of pure evil in this country.
What agency are you guys with? Hello, what agency are you guys with? Hello, what agency are you guys with? Do you mind answering the question? La migra! La migra! ICE is right here. La migra! Who are you guys? Why won't you identify yourselves, huh? Why can't you identify yourself, huh? You piece of shit. You ass piece of shit. That's what the are. You're both Nazis. Both of you are Nazis. That's what you're both Nazis. Nazi ass.
Official Arturo on TikTok continues doing his thing for the community.
Why are you in these apartments, sir? Why are you here? Yeah, you almost got in a car accident. Why are you here, piece of here, piece of heads, you piece of shit. Stay the you understand? Stay the neighborhoods, you piece of shit. Stay the You're not welcome. Attempting to kidnap someone, scouting this apartment complex. You're not all of San Diego knows who the are. Stop people. Stop trying to take our family members. You day Nazi. That's what you are. You're a modern day Nazi. That's what you are. You're a Nazi. I hope you know that.
And showing many other activists around the United States of America how to not only spot alleged ICE agents.
La migra están aquí en esta carro negro. La migra. La migra están aquí en esta carro negro. La migra están aquí. You need to get out of this neighborhood if you don't want to identify yourself. There are kids getting out of school, ma'am. There's another guy parked down the street.
But also how to catch them with their masks down.
La migra! La migra están aquí! La migra! La migra están aquí! Aquí! Stay out of our neighborhood. Stay the both of you. Stay out of our neighborhoods, you understand me? Stay the out. Stay the mass Nazi piece of Stay the our neighborhoods, you nasty Nazi You're a fat Nazi. That's what the are. You're a fat Nazi. Right here in Encanto, you guys. La migra, la migra. La migra están aquí en esta carro negro. La migra. Stay the neighborhoods, you shit. Stay out of our neighborhoods, you piece of You're a Nazi in the are. You're a Nazi bitch. You're a Nazi You're a Nazi neighborhood.
And even if they're up, the fact that they get chased out is a win for the activists on the ground. Messaging wise,
we can all speak the lines, we can go through all of the motions, but it is not enough anymore. Saying abolish ICE isn't enough. Voting against ICE spending isn't enough. Having stern words for Kristi Noem or Greg Bovino or Tom Homan, it's not enough. Every single person running for an elected position or in elected office needs to use their power, platform, and privilege to protect the communities they want to represent. And we need a promise from them to prosecute and try every single one of these criminals, everyone, and make sure it happens. I decided to run for office in the first place because my background is fighting the right as a journalist and researcher. The exact same people, Tom Homan, Stephen Miller, Dan Bongino, that run our country right now. I have a track record of success against the right. My work contributed to Tucker Carlson getting fired from Fox News, triggered Elon Musk into deposing me, and I successfully worked with fellow activists to get the illegal wall that ICE erected at Broadview to keep us from our neighbors torn down. This is not a promotion for me. This is not a stepping stone in my career. I want this seat because I want to do what I'm good at, help others, fight Nazis, and go back home to hanging out with my cat. If you're angry, stay angry. I'm angry too, and we're in this together.
Congressional candidate Kat Abu-Ghazaleh is spot on. Another congressional candidate, Matt Little of Minnesota, simply knocked on the door of an ICE agent's car and they drove away. Here is how childish some of these alleged ICE agents are. The only dude that can do this and get away with it is Randy Moss, my guy. Try again.
Last week, I had a student who joined online during class, and in the middle of my lesson, I teach English. The student messaged me and said, ICE is outside of my house right now. What do I do? And you know, I stopped class right away. All the students heard what happened. And, you know, thank God his neighbors were out there outside of his house and they chased ICE out of their neighborhood. Those agents had been circling his house all morning. And, you know, I think it's really telling of our community, of our neighborhoods, how we've organized, and how we are out there defending one another, including my student who, thank God, he's safe. You know, the fear is so tangible. The fear is so tangible. This is our last option. We need to shut it all down. And so I am calling on every educator in this state, in this country, just shut it down with Minneapolis, with St. Paul. You need to shut it all down with us, because if we do not shut it down right now, your city is next. And we do not want that to happen. We want to protect our students. We want our students back in schools. And the way we are going to get it is by shutting it down.
This English teacher, John Roos, is right, unfortunately. Minneapolis must prevail.
Why am I getting up with it? Put your hands up. Bro, what? I will kill you. You understand me? What the? Yes, sir. Kill me if I. You don't. Reaching for a gun. That's why. Nobody's gonna do not move your hand. You understand? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro, nobody was gonna do this. Yes, sir. If I reach, gonna kill me. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Stay calm. We'll be fine. Yes, sir. You understand what's gonna go on, right? Get out there. Get on there, right? Here, move over, baby. Brother, try to kill. All my life.
This is just a crazy story that was caught on video. Trevion Taylor was one of a few individuals in a car that was stopped by Indianapolis Metropolitan Police. Here is what we know thus far. Taylor, who was under 18, was driving away from an anti-ICE protest near Warren Central High School on the east side, which came on February 6th, when he noticed a police car was following him. His mother, Ambar Taylor, would tell the Indy Star in an interview all of this. Trevion graduated early but went to join some friends who were participating, per his mother. It would be reported that he was pulled over less than a half-mile away from school. The officers, I would have to assume unknowingly being recorded, would say, "I will effing kill you. Do you understand me?" When Taylor would ask, "Why am I getting out?" the officer replied, "Because it smells like weed." Oh, okay. The Root would have more on the subject. Taylor's mother uploaded the video and accused Indianapolis PD of racial profiling. Quote, "He's a young black man. You've seen the news 100 times. My son will not be a victim. Now, per the root, she's demanding answers from IMPD, but the officers' accounts of this incident, which again came on February 6, is vastly different. According to a statement from the department, officers were monitoring the anti-ICE protest after receiving a tip that students might have firearms. That's when Tanya Terry, the new chief of police, stated the following: "Let me be clear. The words used in that incident were unacceptable. Context matters, but it does not take away from the impact of those words." She said this to the Public Safety Committee. Here's a very important point. Per Terry, the video didn't capture all of what took place, including the de-escalation tactics put forth by her officers. Noteworthy here, Indy Star's request for body-worn camera footage remains pending. Now, why is that exactly? I really need an answer here. Because, look, if they have nothing to hide, okay, and they want to be transparent, serving the public, showing that all is well, right? Why exactly would the release of these body cams remain pending? These recordings should be released. They should have been released yesterday. And the fact that they are sitting on them tells me that something is off. Are they going to redact stuff? Are they going to take out audio? Was all of this in the officers' squad cars prearranged? I mean, these are questions that would be answered if the recordings were released. Why won't they release them? This is it right here, guys. This is it. Why are they not releasing those body cam videos? They should. Prominent civil rights attorney Lee Merritt would write, "Another day, another threat. Another black child terrorized by those sworn to protect." 17-year-old Trevion Taylor was leaving an anti-ICE protest when Indianapolis police pulled him over. What happened next was captured on video. Quote, "I will effing kill you. Do you understand me?" This was not policing. This was intimidation. This was a threat of state-sanctioned violence against a child exercising his First Amendment rights. IMPD claims they were justified because someone in the car had a firearm, but threatening to kill, in all caps, a teenager is never justified. This is the culture we're fighting to change, where our youth cannot protest, cannot drive, cannot exist without fearing for their lives. Trevion's mother is filing a formal complaint. IMPD has opened an internal investigation, but we've seen this story before. Internal reviews are not enough. We need accountability. We need criminal charges. We need systemic change. Our children deserve better. He would add, "We are going to find this officer and hold him accountable. No badge gives you the right to threaten to kill a child. I stand with his family. We will fight and demand justice for Trevion." IMPD, again, would claim that he had a gun. We do not know this to be true. It has not necessarily been verified because we are still awaiting not only more findings, but potentially court. I saw Dr. Rashad Ritchie of Indisputable, another show on the network, weigh in. Here is that.
Illegal. The child created no resistance to the officer's commands. Officials with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department have released a statement regarding 17-year-old Trevion. Trevion had a troubling encounter with one of their officers after he questioned why he was being asked to exit the car. Simple question. The officer responded to that question, quote, "I will effing kill you," end quote, accusing Trevion of reaching for a gun. The officers stand on both sides of the vehicle. Okay? They're on both sides of the vehicle, and the passenger side speak. Trevion looks back and forth. The driver's door then opens, and an officer grabs his wrist, pulls him out of the car. He says, "Yo, what?" And the cop says, "I will effing kill you. Do you understand me? End quote. The officer says, quote, you're reaching for a gun, that's why, end quote. Police said 3 of the 4 occupants returned to the vehicle after more than 10 minutes. The 4th passenger, who allegedly had a gun, was taken into custody. Later that day, IMPD posted a statement on X along with a photo of a firearm they say was recovered from the vehicle. According to police, officers had received reports that students had left school to participate in a planned protest and that some individuals might be carrying firearms. Police stated that when officers saw a boy enter a vehicle with a gun, they initiated a traffic stop. Regarding the officer's conduct, the department said the incident would be reviewed internally.
So overall, another disgusting video of officers, in my view, in the wrong. And another day of seeing just a small little glimpse of what it is like to be black in America. At Benfica, fans in the stands abused Vinicius Jr. On the pitch.
Racismo. 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 Sí.
Vinny, the Real Madrid star, walked off. Why? Because of this moment right here that was captured by fans of the beautiful game. Prestiani puts his mouth under his kit and says something so heinous to Vinny that the Brazilian points in disbelief at his competitor and runs straight over to the ref. Look, there is no doubt it was a match filled with emotions. Vinny scored and was allegedly racially abused yet again. The 25-year-old, after bringing the lone goal to the match, celebrated by dancing with the corner flag. No harm, no foul. Personally, I'm of the belief that if you don't want someone to celebrate, and if said celebration is not abusive in nature, then play better, period. It's like pimping a home run. Don't want them to head to first and round the bases? Pitch better. Gianluca Prestiani, a 20-year-old from Argentina, would once more put his mouth under his shirt, and immediately Vinny went to the referee. Prestiani has denied any wrongdoing.
This isn't Real Madrid versus Benfica. It is right versus wrong. Racial abuse is not new in this game, that's for sure. In decades gone by, Cyril Regis, Howard Gale, Viv Anderson and John Barnes, to name just a few who played in this country, dealt with continued and horrific racial abuse to pave a path for players of Vinny's generation to play and celebrate without shackles. Except in 2026, that still doesn't always apply. They are still expected, as Vinny Jr. was last night, to rise above it, to answer by performance, to shut up and play. We hope that football becomes a better platform where hatred is met with more than nominal fines and partial stadium closures, where diversity is truly celebrated, not just tolerated or abused with shirts over mouths. The racial diversity on a football pitch in the Champions League is the representation of the global love for this game and the global belonging in this game. This is the very spirit of football. And if you don't agree, then respectfully, you are the one who doesn't belong.
Kate Scott of CBS Sports gave really sound commentary on the matter. Racists are always going to racist. I get that. But I think what was incredibly disappointing on top of this entire disappointing story were these words from Jose Mourinho. Vinny was not just happy to score that astonishing goal and the game was over. When you score a goal like that, you celebrate in a respectful way, he said. Asked if he thought Vinicius Jr. incited the crowd, Mourinho replied, quote, yes, I believe so. The words they exchanged, Prestiani with Vinicius, I want to be independent. I don't want to say I believe Prestiani or don't believe Vinicius, because they told two completely different things. He would continue, I told him, as in Vinicius, that when you score a goal like that, you just celebrate and walk back. When he was arguing complaining about racism, I told him that the biggest person in the history of this club is black. This club, the last thing that it is racist. If in his mind there was something racist, this is Benfica. There is something wrong because it happens in every stadium. Every stadium where Vinicius plays, something happens always. This is just pitiful framing.
Vinny Jr. is to blame. He shouldn't celebrate like that. He's brought it on himself. I can't believe he's celebrating like that. He shouldn't do that. That's why you get treatment like this. That's why people say stuff about him. That's why people don't like him. Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't. How are we still sitting here talking about racism for one? But then how are we sitting here trying to justify when someone says something racist because, oh, it's Vinny's fault. If Vinny didn't do that, the kid wouldn't say this, the kid wouldn't say that. No, I'm not accepting it. We can't accept this. Football is called the beautiful game because it is a beautiful game, but this type of rubbish, it sets it back so much, man, and the authorities have to be stronger on these things. We've said it for you, we keep saying it, but I can't understand how we're trying to justify someone's poor behavior, their ignorance, damn right stupidness, just because someone scored an unbelievable goal, a spectacular goal, and he celebrates. And you know what? Celebrations are part of the game. Celebrations, if the authorities think that they're going to start, oh, you saying you can't do this and you're going to get a yellow card for this, he's even getting booked for celebrating. How many times have we loved seeing someone put their shirt up and go, look, that's me, I'm the guy. They've dreamed about doing this stuff, man. They've dreamed about celebrating to the fans. And it's, I don't know, man, I just look at it and think, how can we have players celebrating and people going, oh, no, they shouldn't do that, and it's okay to be abused because of the celebration. Where are we right now? When Kylian Mbappe, a teammate of Vinicius, is coming out and saying, I heard it. So what are we to believe now then? What are we to do? Go, oh, he's covered his mouth. Why are you covering your mouth? Normally you cover your mouth when you've got something to hide. Kylian Mbappe heard it and has come out and said it in the media straight away after. That's the type of the energy that I like to see from teammates who know their teammates are racist.
Manchester United great Rio Ferdinand crushed this narrative from Mourinho. Well done here. So what did Kylian Mbappe say exactly? Well, here that is. From The Independent. I will tell you the full story of what happened. Vinicius scored. What a goal. He celebrated. Then the fans booed. These things happen. They happen, and they will happen in football. Then there was a tense moment with the Benfica players. It's best if things don't escalate further, but that's also possible because, as you know, in the Champions League, the best club competition in the world, there was player number 25 from Benfica, I don't want to mention his name, he doesn't deserve it, who started speaking rudely and saying insults. That's also unacceptable, but it happens in football and it will always happen. Then he put his shirt down here and said, monkey, 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 monkey. I heard him say it, and some Benfica players heard him too, and then everything you saw started. For Vinicius Jr., sadly, this is timeless, really. According to La Liga, there have been 26 incidents of racist abuse towards him at 10 different football grounds in Spain since October of 2021, printed The Athletic. Other high-profile incidents have included the racist chants directed towards him before, during, and after a September 2022 league game at Atletico Madrid. They would add, the following January, a mannequin dressed to resemble Vinicius was hanged from a bridge near Real Madrid's training ground. In June of 2025, 4 members of a radical group of Atletico Madrid fans were punished for this with suspended prison sentences. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports and or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.